Chapter 43, Simulator Part 2, Lana and the Magiswords. Okay. Lana was in the simulator and me, Vuri, Lola, and Lisa were at the controls. What Magiswords? Wasn't the creator of Magiswords a little weird? A little creepy? Oh well. Yeah, it's too bad because I like Magiswords. And now I've got two reasons not to. The simulator activated and Lana found herself in the kingdom of what? Riboflavin. In the world of Livshiria? Okay. Wow, what a cool place, says Lana. She was walking through the Riboflavin Bazaar and she saw a long red hair man. What? A long red hair man with a hat and a mustache robbing stands with silly looking swords. That is cool, but he's causing a lot of problems, says Lana. Lana spread her wings and went at him and punched him in the face and knocked the sword out of his hand. Lana grabbed it and it was a sword in the shape of an acorn. Cool, I like this sword, says Lana, with all the humanity of a freaking robot. No cursing, no cursing. Hey, that's my Magisword! Exclaims question mark. Magisword? Is that what this thing is? Asks Lana. Yeah, haven't you ever heard of them? Asks question mark. No, I'm actually new here. It's a simulation, but it's gonna turn out to be real. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna bring back a bunch of them out of the simulator somehow, and every character is gonna get their own Magisword that fits perfectly with their um personality. Yeah, haven't you ever heard of them? No, I'm actually new here. Oh, I see. Says question mark. Lana then had a memory flashback, as opposed to what? What kind of flashbacks are there like that aren't memory flashbacks? I mean, for me, for like people, it'd have to be a memory flashback. It's not like it's. Well, I guess if it's a show. Okay, stupid. I'm getting caught up on this on the unimportant thing. Cuts to a flashback, and we see me and her watching our favorite TV show, Mighty Magiswords. Proyas and Vambri sure kick butt with those swords, Magiswords, says Lana. They sure do, I say. Great flashback. Flashback ends. I'm in the world of Mighty Magiswords, says Lana in her head. Awesome! Now I can kick butt like Proyas and Vambri. All right. I know you. You're Noyas. Proyas is imposter. I do not think I'm saying this right. Prohyas? Nohyas? These are so weird names. Proyas is imposter. She says out loud. That's right. You met my sister Vambri? Says Noyas. Noyas had a hand puppet that looks like Vambri for his left hand. Why? That's not Vambri. That's just a stupid hand puppet, says Lana. That's mean, says Vambri. I think you were born without a brain. I think you were born without a brain, Noyas. The differently abled. Pick on them. Says Lana. Boy, you sure are mean, says Noyas. Well, get ready, because I'm going to kick your butt into the next century, says Lana. We'll see, says Nohyas. Celery Magisword, says an announcer. Try this. What do you mean? Oh, okay. I thought that was Lana's. I thought she just got one out of nowhere. Try this, says Lana. Acorn Arsenal Magisword, announces the announcer. Announces. Lana fired a bunch of acorns at Nohyas, and they hit him in the head, and he was hurt bad. The celery Magisword flew out of his hand, and Lana grabbed it. Great. Chew on this, says Lana. Lana fired a bunch of celery sticks at Nohyas, and he got a good beating. Nohyas got up, and he was mad. You little girl, says Nohyas. Bacon Magisword, announces the announcer. Nohyas fired lots of bacon strips at Lana, and Lana dodged them all and fired a beam of ice lightning from her hand at Nohyas's hand, and flew in and kicked the bacon Magisword out of his hand and grabbed it. Ice lightning! Oh, ice lightning. Well, okay. Where did that come from? Lana's got water powers. I can understand ice to an extent, but ice lightning? I mean, if it's just ice in the shape of lightning, that's whatever, who cares? But if you're seriously implying, who cares? You don't deserve to use magic swords. Where did you get all these anyway? Asks Lana. We stole them from. Why would you say that? Why would you tell her that? We stole them from a house of swords in another part of the world. Says Noyas, you're a fiend, Burn, says Lana. No, I'm evil and self-loathing? Is this like how the character acts, or is this just James Knudsen living out another fantasy? No, Yas is so evil. He deserves to be fucking. God, I just cursed. Strike one. You're pathetic, says Lana. Lana then shook him and took all the Magiswords he stole. Nohias had stolen a huge array of Magiswords. How lucky. You know, I've always wanted to start my own Magisword collection, and as for you, says Lana, Lana excapsulated Nohias in a block of ice. He's all yours, officer. She's a vigilante. Says Lana, the riboflavin police took him away. Well, that takes care of that, says Lana. Oh, why Southern? Thank you for saving the bazaar, says question mark. Lana saw Buford, the owner of the riboflavin bazaar. You must be Buford. Yes, in broccoli pickin' date, says Buford. Okay, it's a pleasure. I'm Lana Loud, says Lana. Pleasure to meet you, young lady. Thank you for saving my bazaar, and here's a reward for you. He just gives her another one. A bag of gems. Oh, Buford gave her a bag of gems, the currency of riboflavin and Livshiria. Thank you. But where are Proyas and Vombry? Asks Lana. Their landlord, Mr. Picard? Yeah, Packard? Could be Packard. I'm thinking Picard like Picard, which is something to do with um Star Trek. What was I? Kick them out of their home and close them down. We haven't seen them for 2 weeks. They moved back in with their parents, says Buford. I got to do something to help out. They moved back in with their parents. Okay. I got to do something to help out, says Lana. If you can do that, then I'm sure they would be forever grateful, says Buford. I'm losing my mind. Where are their parents? Asks Lana. They own a broccoli farm up that way, says Buford. Buford pointed to the northwest direction. So northwest? Or is it right? No, it's like northwest but closer to north. I think. Whatever. Thank you, Buford, says Lana. You're welcome. Shoot dang. You're welcome, Lana, says Buford. Lana then walked all the way and found the word. Why not fly? Lana? Ms. Wings? Miss Flight? Winged Flight? Why don't you ever fly anywhere? With your water wings. They're made of water, so I can at least assume it's not physically tiring, taxing. I guess maybe, using powers has to be some level of has to take some level of exertion, but I doubt we'll ever see that with these characters. Lana saw a huge farm with a huge garden full of lots of broccoli. Wow, that's a lot of broccoli, and I always eat my vegetables, says Lana. I'm losing my mind. Why would you even say that? Like, what? Did you just what is it? Like, in case somebody who's reading this has that one thing that they hate about Lana, which is that they don't know for certain if she always eats her vegetables. Because, can't expect that from what? A kid? A 10-month-old turned 10-year-old or however old she is now? I don't remember. Lana was my least favorite character because I didn't know if she ate all of her greens, all of her vegetables. Okay, Lana walked up to the front door and knocked on it, and and answering it was Norman Warrior, Prohyas and Vombry's father. So okay. Yes, asks Norman. Are you Prohyas and Vombry's dad? Asks Lana. He sees Lana. Does he? Oh, he sees Lana? Does he? He only answered the door. I wouldn't expect. No, whatever. It's just so dumb. All of it's dumb. Why, yes, I am, says Norman. My name is Lana Loud, and I heard that about what happened to Prohyas and Vombry, says Lana. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Norman Warrior. Yeah, they've been in a tight situation ever since that jerk Packard closed them down. Come on in, invites Norman. Lana came in and saw Prohyas and Vombry sitting on the couch crying. Lana sat on a chair and decided to talk to them. You want to have a younger sister? You know? Like how Naruto is now JD's younger brother, whatever. Honorary younger brother, I guess. British accent, kill me now. Oh, kill me now. Okay. Proyas, Vombry, my name is Lana Loud. I heard what happened from Buford, says Lana. Oh yeah, time to absolutely butcher this. British accent. I know our lives are ruined. Are ruined. On very Wayne, says Vambry, whichever. It's not the end of the world. You guys are the greatest. I even defeated that clown Noyas and his dumb hand puppet Hombry at the bazaar, says Lana. You took down Noyas? Exclaimed Prohyas. I hate these names. Not bad for a six-year-old? Okay. No, it's Lily. It's Lily. I'm an idiot. It's Lily who turned into the. My bad. I owe that. I owe you an apology. I owe you an apology. Even still, though, it's ice powers, so like ice lightning doesn't make sense. Whatever. Not bad for a 6-year-old girl, huh? Asks Lana. Vombi started to feel better. How did you do it? Asks Vombi. I froze him in a block of ice with my ice powers. Then, after I took his Magiswords, says Lana. Lana showed them her Magiswords. We didn't know how to get all these, asks Vombi. Oh, I didn't even say it in a British accent. Oh well. Oh well. I told myself I wasn't going to be doing any voices, and here I am trying to do all the accents. I guess that's not exactly the same thing. This is amazing. Wait. He said he stole them from another house of swords in another part of the world, says Lana. This is amazing, exclaims Proyas. Is it? Because these are definitely stolen property. I've always wanted to start my own Magisword collection, and it's awesome. Maybe you could start it with non-stolen swords, because that's, as far as I can tell, stolen property. And you should probably, assuming you're a good person, return them to wherever the heck they got stolen from. But whatever, in came their dragon friend, Grupp. Ooh, are you guys feeling better? Asks Grupp. We sure are, dear. Oh, British. Yeah, I don't care. We sure are, dear Grupp, says Vombi. You must be Grupp. I'm Lana, says Lana. Oh, pleasure to meet you, says Grupp. Same here, Vombi. How did this all start? Asks Lana. It started, dear Lana. Jeez Louise. Unless this is how she actually talks, I'm certain that James Dean, James Knutson, thinks that British people just use dear a lot. Crikey. No, that's Australian. That's Australian. That's Australian. Bollocks. Yeah, they use bollocks. Well, I guess it started, dear Lana, when that dastardly thief, Phil the pilferer, stole all our gems, and our rent was due that day, says Vombi. That little pest ruined our lives. And when I find him, I will rip him to shreds, says Proyas, enraged. Calm down, dear brother, says Vombi. Comforts Vombi. Were any of your Magiswords taken? Asks Lana. No, thankfully, but we lost our business, says Vombi. That's terrible, but my guess is that Phil wanted to get revenge on you somehow. Oh. Are you telling me he didn't just do that because he's generically evil? You telling me he may have been motivated? Lana sure is smart. I have a feeling you're right, Lana, says Vombi. In came Proyas and Vombi's mom. Kablamika. Kablamika is her name. Minnesota accent? I don't know Minnesota. I see my darlings are feeling better. Don't you know? Don't you know? Oh my God. Is that what it is? I see my darlings are feeling better. Don't you know? I see my darlings are feeling better. Don't you know? Okay. I think I've got it. I don't know. Says Kablamika. Yes, mum. Yes, mum. We're feeling better now that Lana came, says Vombi. It's a pleasure. I'm not allowed, says Lana. Same here. I'm Kablamika warrior, says Kablamika. Slugburger. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Now it's just now it just became personal because we will find Phil and make him pay. How did it just now become whatever? Says Lana. I agree. It's time to make that jerk pay, says Proyas. Also, we're gonna need some help from your friend, says Lana. I see what you're gonna do. Yeah, it's obvious, says Vombi. Proyas and Vombi pull out their Magimobile phones and made a few phone calls. First call was to Princess Zange. Cool name. Castle Riboflavin. What's up, buds? Asks Princess Zange. Indistinct chatter. Count me in, says Princess Zange, determined. Slugburger. Witchy Simone? Puyas, what's up? Asks Witchy Simone, indistinct chatter. I will make that little twerp pay, says Witchy Simone, enraged. Hey, boss, Mr. Spoony. Her boss, Mr. Spoony, came. Witchy Simone, what's all this yelling? Uh, Questions, Mr. Spoony? Sorry, Mr. Spoony, but Phil the Pilferer destroyed my friend's business and we're forming an angry mob to take him down for good, says Witchy Simone. Count me in too, girl. No one messes with our friends and gets away with it, says Mr. Spoony. Ralphio's House of Swords. Ralphio's House of Swords, says Ralphio. Indistinct chatter. What? Wobbles. Let's go, says Ralphio and rage. Printed page bookshop. Printed page, says Noville. Noville? Novel? Novel. Oh, novel makes sense, because novel is book. Bookshop. Ha ha ha. Indistinct chatter. Anything for you, Vambry, says Novel. Pumpkin House of Mysterious Hooded Woman. The heck kind of a name is that? Mysterious Hooded Woman. Hello? Indistinct chatter. Count me in, my friend, says Mysterious Hooded Woman. I don't know how strong Phil the Pilferer is, but this kind of feels like overkill. All the citizens and friends of all the citizens and friends of Riboflavin were called in and they were armed with all sorts of makeshift weapons and torches. All of them? All of them. Everyone, every citizen in Riboflavin. Okay, why not? Let's lynch them at this point. As far like they've got the pitchforks and then the torches. Well, I guess they have makeshift weapons, but come on, it's an angry mob. They're gonna have pitchforks. But while everyone was getting ready to join an angry mob, Morbidia and Gatu, unless you want me to pronounce it as Gataux, I'll go Gatau. Of the warrior's rival business, Witchy Way, Flonk, Mr. Packard, the Snowman Pyres, Frost Ferratu, the Long Underwear Wolves, Manfish the Fish, Manfish the Fishman, and the Pirates of Keel Hall Cove teamed up with Phil to fight. Okay, well, at least it's a little bit more justified. Hey, Infinity War. Um, James Knudsen did it first. I think. I don't know when this came out. Actually, I do. Published November 5th, 2017. The issue is I don't know when Infinity War came out. So who cares? Who cares? Broccoli Farm. After all the fighting. Oh, wait. Okay. This is going to erupt into a full scale war. Lana stood in front of everyone and made a speech. Everyone listened to the 6-year-old girl. Not any of the adults or anyone that you just generally know better or for longer. Let's listen to the 6-year-old girl who showed up here this day, I assume. I haven't seen any passage of time, so I can only assume this is all happening day of. Let her lead an entire army. That seems like a great idea. Phil picked the wrong people to fight, and it's time to show him and your enemies what you all can do. It's time to get rid of them once and for all. Are you all with me? Asks Lana. Everyone cheered. We attack at dawn, says Lana. As dawn broke the following morning. Okay, well there's the only passage of time. We know it's been at least a day. Lana and everyone in Riboflavin were marching into battle. They saw Phil and all the bad people on the next hill. Charge! Yells Lana. Charge! Yells Phil. And so the great war for Riboflavin begin. Begin. Not began, begin. Lana and friends were called the Broccoli Allies, and Phil and his army were called the Rotten Broccoli Axis. Okay, why not? It's, that's lovely. I hope there's parallels between Hitler and Phil here. Lana and her army quickly gained a strong foothold. Of course they did. Phil and his army had monsters with all sorts of powers on his side, and they were nearly gaining when what? And they were nearly gaining two upper hand when Suppinly, out of the blue, a huge volley of spiderweb blasts pulverized the rotten broccoli axis. Lana and Army saw that Terry and all her children had arrived to help out. This became a decisive factor in the war, and it turned the tide of the war in Lana and the broccoli allies' favor, and quickly brought an end to all the fighting. What is with the spelling mistakes? I'm not like I don't expect much from James here, but there have never been this many uh in a row, and they've never been this bad. Like suppinly, how the hell? Dang it! Is hell a curse word? Well, I just said it twice. We'll count it as one, and we'll also say yes, it is a curse word. Anyways, strike two. Where was I? Fighting ceased. No, I was saying something. Right, suppenly. Suppenly instead of suddenly. It's an upside down, like, yeah, a P is an upside down B. It's not even an upside down D. As if that would make it better. I guess you could have used Q. Suckinly. Okay, whatever. After all the fighting ceased, Princess Zange had all the villains gathered. The reason? To exile them to an unknown part of the world. Okay. They're evil, so I'm pretty sure they'll just walk right back into the. I don't know. Is it a kingdom? Like, believe you me, you tell a guy he's exiled, and he's like already an evil person. If he doesn't just like ignore that and set up shop somewhere in a hidden corner of the world, he's just gonna be off, exiled, gain power, build up an army or some stuff, and he's gonna come back. No offense, but if these guys are as bad as I'm led to believe, which I doubt they are, best case scenario would probably be to imprison them or execute them. I hope all of the characters get executed. Okay, you've all done unforgivable things to the entirety of Riboflavin. You all are hereby banished to the Outlands forever, says Princess Zange. But they all swore revenge, you see? You all will pay dearly for this, says Morbidia. I'm morbidly obese. Dearly, says Gateau. We will come back someday. See? And reclaim what is rightfully ours, says Morbidia. Ours. Oh, repeats Gateau. Princess Zange pointed behind them and told them to go. Morbidia and Gateau had been stripped of their magic and were now rendered powerless, obviously. Just obviously. All the bodies left, never to return. Everyone cheered wildly for Lana, Proya, and Vombi, and it was a joyous time for Riboflavin. Because that's what I want from my media. That's what I want. I don't want conflict. I don't want villains. I want some random nobody to come out of nowhere, use their superpowers to fix all the problems, and then effectively end the show in a weird, unsatisfying way. I guess at the end of the day, Civil War would be totally World War II style fight between all the bad guys and all the good guys would be a decent way to end it, but I wonder if Magiswords was still going around the time. Okay, whatever. It's all stupid. That's all you need to know. Lana was getting ready to head back home. Are you sure you can't stay with us, Lana? You're a simulation, Prohyas. Lana can come back whenever the heck, helk is what I said. Helk. She pleases. I wish I could, Proyas, but I have to get home to my sisters and my big brother and friends. I'm glad I was able to help you all out, but I have family back home. We'll miss you, Lana, says Vambly. I'll miss you guys too, says Lana. A dimensional wormhole appeared and sucked Lana in. The exercise ended. She has all the Magiswords, of course she does. She took from Nohyas on on a special bracelet on her right arm. She also had all of Morbidia and Gateau books on dark magic in a bag. You did a really good job, Lana. I say you were amazing, says Marie. Thanks, guys, says Lana. Lana gave all the books to Lucy and Raven. The end. Another fanfiction done. So at this point, right, it's not. It's not a simulation. It's a dimensional portal that can open up to other universes. Shocked. I'm honestly shocked nobody from the Magiswords universe came through. This is part 2 of the simulator saga. I wanted to add a crossover with Mighty Magiswords to add excitement. I love Mighty Magiswords. It's one of my favorite shows, and I've seen all the episodes, and they are awesome. I love the Magiswords, and they are cool and funny. I started watching it back in 2016, and it is awesome. Anyway, I got part 3 in development. See you next time. Mighty Magiswords belongs to Carl A. Carosa and Cartoon Network. They're getting better. I think they're getting better. Chapter 44, Simulator Part 3, The Gem of Water. Gem of Water. This is going to be like Steven Universe. Lapis Lazuli is going to join us. Viri's in the training simulator. Me, Luna, Jessie, Starfire, Terra, Volcana, Lucy, Lainey, and Lisa are in the control room. Why do they do that? Why do they say all that? It has no impact. They don't do anything. At least they didn't last time. So like, why have this entire cast of characters? Just say like maximum two, maximum two. Lisa and me, as in JD's character, because that's really the only two that I could see needing to be in there for this stuff. Like, why would they even care? I guess it is honestly kind of interesting to watch stuff like this happen. Okay, the simulator activated, and Vuri found herself in Beach City. Yep, okay, Steven Universe, it is. We are the Crystal Gems. We love James D. Beach City, California, in the world of Steven Universe. This is Vuri's favorite show. Wow, I'm in Beach City, but where is everyone? Asks Vuri. Vuri walked around town and saw that everyone was on the beach, and the ocean was gone. The ocean was gone. The ocean, the entire ocean, was gone. It wasn't receded. It wasn't on just like extremely low tide. It's gone. Millions, millions of fish and other aquatic organisms are dead. Are are dead. Coral reefs, they're all dying out because you realize there's probably like one or two oceans. I'm like so certain that the ocean that Beach City is built along is one of the major, one of the main oceans, and all those oceans are connected. So if the Pacific Ocean is gone, or if the Antarctic Ocean, or just any of them, if any of them are gone, then all of them are gone. Because you can't just take out the Pacific, because then all the water from the other oceans will come in to fill it in, and it'll just become a really, the entire ocean level will just lower. It'll just lower. But if you're seriously implying that the ocean is 100% gone, you get the point. Gasp, where's the ocean? Asks Vuri. She then sees a van and a pink lion driving and running into the vast desert. What do you mean, driving and running? I'd better go with them, says Vuri. Vuri spread her wings and flew after them. Vuri caught up, and to her surprise, it was her friends. What do you mean, it's been a while? When did this happen? It was her friends, Steven Universe, Connie, and the Crystal Gems, Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst. And why would you be surprised? If you know anything about Steven Universe, then of course it's going to be Steven and everyone else. If it's the van and the pink lion, it's not exactly surprising, is it? Hey, it's been a while, says Vuri. Vuri, it has been a long time, apparently, says Garnet. Neptune, Vuri. Neptune Vuri. Is that her name? Like her full name, Neptune Vuri? Oh God. Okay, it's been a while, says Amethyst. It's good to see you again, Amethyst, and you too, Pearl. Things sure have been different without you, Vuri. When has this happened? When has this happened? I'm okay. Blah 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 blah. Where was I? Sorry. Things have been different. I know. Who's that with you all? Asks Vuri. This is Steven Universe. He's the son of Rose Quartz, and with him is Connie, says Garnet. I missed out on a lot, says Vuri. Wow, I missed out on a lot. Where's the ocean? She asks. This is all the work of Lapis Lazuli, says Garnet. Lapis? She's alive? Missed out on a lot? So it's implying that Vuri knows the crystal gems. Um, okay. No, now I'm realizing more than just that. So she knows the crystal gems somehow. She's apparently has some amount of history with them. But also, Steven Universe, the show, is Vuri's favorite show. So Vuri essentially is watching a documentary about her friends, but also about the kid named Steven Universe, who is the main character, and somehow she doesn't recognize who Steven Universe is. Maybe Connie. Connie's not exactly a super prominent character. I I can understand that to an extent. I mean, if it's your favorite show, of course you're gonna know who Connie is. But regardless, there's no possible way. Which is it? Which is it? Is Viri like old friends with the crystal gems, or is it her favorite show? And she's old friends with the crystal gems, but I guess she just skips past the parts with the kid somehow. I don't know what the heck. Freaking fan fudging tastic. This is so stupid. This doesn't make any sense. Is Viri a crystal gem? I know she's a mermaid. Just end my suffering. This is the work of Lapis Lazuli. Gasp, she's alive. Yes, I take it you and Lapis are very close, says Garnet. We are very close, Garnet. We are like sisters, and I'm so glad she's all right, says Viri. Well, her gem is cracked, and we are on a mission to get the ocean back, says Pearl. Oh no, I'm going to do everything I can to help her, says Viri. We would greatly appreciate it, Viri, says Garnet. Viri flew to Stephen. So you are Rose Quartz's son? Asks Viri. Yes, I am. No way you don't know that. No way you don't know that. If it's your favorite show, no way you don't know that. Let me go check. Let me just make sure. This is Viri's favorite show. I hate this. I hate you, James. How did you find Lapis? I went too far. Okay. My name is Viri Knudsen. I used to be a member of the You used to be an honorary member, I assume, because as far as I can tell, you don't have a crystal in you or a gem or whatever. Honorary a member of the Crystal Gems before I left. It's a pleasure. I'm Steven Universe. I'm a Crystal Gem in training, says Steven. You've inherited your mother's powers and you've already become so strong. I can feel it. Okay. I mean, I feel like that's just not true. For the longest time, most Steven could do is make a shield and maybe like spit on people to heal him with his healing fluid, which is just honestly kind of a gross thing to think about when you think about it, but whatever. Thank you, Viri. Are you from the Gem homeworld? Asked Stephen. No, I was born here on Earth. Well, that explains it. I was born in the ocean as a mermaid, but I have very special powers. I joined the Crystal Gems before you were even born, says Viri. Wow, that's amazing, says Stephen. I didn't know you were a Crystal Gem, Viri, says Connie. Yes, Lapis is like a sister to me. We met a long time ago when I was a little girl, says Viri. Flashback to Viri's past. So what's happening then? What's happening? Is it a simulation? Is it an alternate dimension based on a show, or is it just she's teleported to her friends? I don't get it. Does does James Knudsen know the first thing about simulations? How old is he? There's a difference between being autistic and just downright stupid, you know. And this is a whole colorful array of stupid. Son of a biscuits. Yeah. At this point, it's all three, right? It's all three. It's an alternate dimension because I guarantee it's going to end with Viri stepping through a dimensional portal back home. So it's all three. It's an alternate dimension that she traveled to. It's just, I guess, the normal world also because apparently she has history with them, unless she started out in the Steven Universe world and then was transported to normal JD Loudhouse universe, where she then met JD. Okay, I've lost track. I've lost um losing my mind. And now my music stopped playing. Yeah, a little bit behind the curtain, but sometimes I listen to music while I read. Keeps me sane. I should release a songs to listen to while reading the Loudhouse Revamped collection. Flashback to Viri's past. My parents were killed by two mermaids from the dark side of the legend. I managed to survive and escape, and I wound up on a beach. That's when I met Lapis Lazuli, and we became very close. We did all sorts of good deeds, and our bond became stronger and stronger. And then the time came where she had to go back to the gem homeworld, narrates Fari. Quick question: if, like, your parents were killed by mermaids from the dark side of the legend, whatever that means, why did you go as a mermaid from the dark side of the legend as, that for Christmas? I mean, Halloween. I'm stupid. Not Christmas. I don't think people dress up in Halloween costumes for Christmas. But unless if I'm remembering correctly, Viri dressed up somehow as a mermaid from the dark side of the legend for Halloween. And like, I mean, I guess I understand why she would do it, but also if dark mermaids are the ones that killed her parents, maybe it would be a little, I don't know, weird. Oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? Insensitive? I mean, if it's her doing it, sure, but personally, if like a, I don't know, a Nazi killed my mom and dad, I wouldn't really dress up as one. I guess I wouldn't dress up as a Nazi regardless. Okay, let's say a zombie ate my mom and dad. I probably wouldn't want to be a zombie. I wouldn't want to see zombies either out in Halloween because it just bring back painful memories. But whatever. I guess Vari is just a psychopath. Where was I? Um, right, Vari, you are more than just my best friend. You are like a sister to me. I will always treasure them. What? I will what? I will always treasure them very close to my heart. What's them? What's them? Who's them? Me too, Lapis. I'll never forget you, says young Vari. Me neither, says Vari. I mean Lapis, my bad. I promise to always hold a very special place in my heart for Lapis Lazuli, narrates Vari, and flashback. Oh, so yeah, they were really good friends, as I could very clearly tell. After Lapis went back home, I never saw her again. It's been almost 11 years since I saw her last. How old is Vari? Whatever. Wow, I had no idea that you two were very close, says Connie. Yes, I'm gonna try and help her in any way I can. She saved me from my pain, and now it's time I save her, says Vari. I know you can do it, Vari, but what does she need the ocean for? Asks Stephen. My guess is Lapis is trying to get back home to the Gem homeworld by using all the ocean water as a pillar to try and reach it, but the Gem homeworld is 5 light years away from Earth, and getting there with a little water like that would be impossible. I guess. Okay, so it's like that one episode. So maybe it's not exactly the ocean is gone. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen any Steven Universe stuff, and I was never the biggest fan. I didn't watch all of it. But I don't know if that's what if it's like what I'm thinking with how the ocean is gone, and if that's how it appeared in the show, then I guess points off for the show not being very realistic. Then again, what the hell? What the heck do I know about ocean physics and geometry and tectonics and the world? I don't know. I could look it up. I could do research, but I'm not gonna do that. Also, of course, Vari just knows that. So it's just the most obvious thing in the world. You're right, says Stephen. Who? Okay. Stephen, if I may ask, how did you find Lapis? Asks Vari. Her cracked gem was on a mirror I found at home. I pulled it out and I freed her, says Stephen. That's weird, says Vari. 20 minutes later, Vari, Stephen, Connie, and the crystal gems arrive at an enormous column of water that they went miles up into the sky. I assume that's supposed to be that. Went miles up into the sky. Whoa, says Vari. Whoa, it's like an aquarium, says Connie. Lapis is here. I can feel it, says Vari. You shouldn't be here, says Lapis, who I guess she sensed them, is what Garnet says, but also if she's like miles up, how the heck did they hear her? Whatever. You shouldn't be here, says Lapis. She sensed us, says Garnet. Lapis Lazuli, it's me, Stephen, says Stephen. Lapis's face formed from the water column. Ah, okay. It's magic. Who cares? Who cares? I shouldn't question stuff. It's all magic. It's all magic and superpowers, simulations. Go away before I make you, says Lapis. But we're beach summer fun buddies, says Stephen. What? No, says Lapis in Stephen's voice, I guess. You're one of them, one of the crystal gems, she says in a normal voice. Amethyst and Pearl growled, and Garnet held this back. Pearl growled? Is that something Pearl does? Amethyst, yeah, sure. Easy, says Garnet. Her gem is too cracked and it's warped her mind, says Veri in her head. What do you mean? We're all gems, right? Just let us help you, says Stephen. You don't understand. Just leave me alone, says Lapis. Stephen walked up to the column. We're not leaving, Lapis, not until you give us back our ocean, says Stephen. A water hand grabbed Stephen, and a water Stephen materialized. I said, leave me alone, says Lapis through the water Stephen. She hurried. Oh, she hurried, hurled. My eyes are failing me. Stephen to Garnet, and Garnet caught him. A water pearl, amethyst, and Garnet materialized, and it was a fight. I'm going up to talk to Lapis, says Veri. Okay, be careful, says Garnet. Veri nodded and jumped into the water column and turned into her mermaid form and swam up. Veri swam up for what seemed like miles, and she popped up out on top of the column and changed to her human form and was standing on top. The column reached high into the upper atmosphere. Atmosphere. She saw Lapis Lazuli. Lapis, says Veri. Lapis saw Veri. Lapis, do you remember me? Asks Veri. Do I know you? Ooh, burn. Asks Lapis. It's me, Veri. We met 11 years ago. Well, of course Lapis will remember you. 11 years mixed with the fact that her mind is clearly being impacted by her cracked gem? Well, duh. I'd certainly recognize you. Jesus. I've grown up. Wait, Lapis gasped. But you can't be Veri. She's a little one. Do the whatever, says Lapis. I've grown up from those days, Lapis, but I held you very close to me in my heart. You once taught me this: a true friend must always look after, protect, and treat their friends like family. Says Veri. I am losing my mind. Oh, look at that. Even in times of great peril, danger, or sadness, says Veri and Lapis together. Lapis suddenly remembered and instantly recognized Veri. It is you, Veri, she exclaims. Lapis and Veri then hugged and were reunited for the first time in over a decade. I thought I would never see you again, says Lapis. I'm glad you're okay, Lapis, and I'm going to help you. Your gem is cracked and maybe I can fix it, says Veri. How? Asks Lapis. I have healing powers. Thank God, says Veri. Veri put some water on Lapis's gem on her back and it glowed, and wings made of pure water sprouted from her gem. Thank you, Veri, says Lapis. Anytime, my sister, says Veri. Lapis hugged Veri again. Lapis, I don't want us to be separated again. Will you come to me where I live with my friends? Says Veri, I would be honored, says Lapis, but first, can you return the ocean to Earth? Asks Veri. Lapis then let the water column go, and it was starting to collapse. Shall we help our friends? Asks Veri. Let's shall. Not we shall. Not we shall, because that would make sense. Let's shall. It's either let's or we shall. It's not a weird portmanteau. No, that's not what a portmanteau is. It's not some weird combination of the two. Either or. Let's shall, says Lapis. Veri and Lapis flew down the collapsing tower and created a ball of water that entombed the universe Van, Lion, Connie, Stephen, Mr. Universe, Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst inside it and got them out as the ocean started to fill up. Right! We've met Mr. Universe, apparently. In like one of the ones where they go on like a some kind of trip. I think it was the trip to the like the zoo or the park. I don't know. The one where Lana gets her plant powers, and like for some reason, Mr. Universe, they just run into him. So yeah, why do they have to go through a simulation if we know for a fact that at least Mr. Universe is real, and if he's real, and if Veri has a history with the crystal gems, then surely, whatever. I'm gonna, I'm gonna keep reading. Uh, Inside the van, parked, placed them back on land. Well, I'm glad the ocean's back, and the best part is I'm now reunited with my best friend, says Vri. Me too, says Lapis. A dimensional vortex appeared, and Vri and Lapis got sucked in as they waved goodbye. The exercise ended, and Vri revealed everything and more. The end. Another fanfiction done. I wanted to do a crossover with Steven Universe in the third part of the Simulation Saga. My favorite episode of the show's Ocean Gem. That's my only favorite episode. That's not how favorite. I mean, I guess you can have multiple favorites, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like favorite is usually something that doesn't mean you hate any of the others, but typically favorite just is, you know what I mean. You know what? My eyes hurt, man. Oh, it's never been this bad. Why is it so bad now? Okay. That's my only favorite episode of the series. I don't know why. It's just like that. And look, man, you don't need to explain why you like a certain episode. I mean, I'm sure it's a good one. I certainly remember it. I got something special planned for part 4 of the Simulator Saga. That excites me. No, that terrifies me. See you next time. Steven Universe belongs to Rebecca Sugar and Cartoon Network. Fun, fun, fun. Chapter 45, Simulator Part 4, Into Dante's Inferno. Okay, Dante's Inferno I don't think I know much about. Warning, this chapter contains a lot of gruesome scenes and a lot of blood, screaming, and more. Why? Me and Lincoln and Linka are in the simulator for a special exercise. Lincoln and Linka have to do a special history report at school in 2 days. I'm going to help them out, I say to the viewers. So I figured we use the simulator, not a simulator at this point, to take us to the very place of all evil, the netherworld. This is. Oh, right, I skipped one. I'm sorry. Our history report is about the people in Dante Alighieri's Inferno. I don't know. Dante's Inferno. It's a history part about the people in Dante's Inferno. That doesn't seem like history. It seems more like, is Dante's Inferno a book? A movie? I don't get the impression that James Dean does a lot of reading. Whatever. So, yes, our history report is about the people in Dante's Inferno, says Lincoln to the viewers, so I figured we use the simulator to take us to the very place of all evil. The Netherworld, I say. Marie, Lisa, Lily, Lola, and Lana and Lainey were in the control room. The exercise activated the first circle of the Inferno, Limbo. Me, Lincoln, and Linka we're walking through a citadel. What is this place? Asks Lincoln. This is the first circle of the Inferno, Limbo. Here suffer those that don't. What? Here suffer those that didn't sin or didn't have the required faith. I say. Okay. In the citadel, we saw numerous famous people. Who are all these people? Asks Linka. These are the great rulers and philosophers of the golden ages. I say. We met Hector, Orpheus, Pontius Pilate, Electra, Julius Caesar, King Latinus, Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. Hector was the. Oh my goodness, they're gonna give me an introduction to each of them. That's fine, I guess, because I don't know some of these people. Hector was the chief of the Trojan army and was the greatest fighter for Troy in the Trojan War. So, like, this is not history, though, is it? I mean, some of these people are definitely historical figures, but as far as I can tell, Dante's Inferno is a work of fiction because we don't have any real proof that hell exists, and I'm gonna say hell, and we're in you know uh in this particular scenario because it fits. I'm not like saying hell in a way that is me like being mad at anything. But whatever, you get the point. I assume. I hope. Anyways, this is definitely not history. I mean, it's a historical book. Okay, so apparently it's a poem or something. Poem slash book. I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure it's a historical book. And there are definitely historical people in it. But these people did not do any of this. Well, we can't prove that any of these historical figures were in the netherworld, nor that the netherworld exists. So totally fine with there being, like, I can understand there being some kind of project or report that somebody has to do on it. I don't think um, middle schoolers would really be reading Dante's Inferno, but what do I know? I assume Lincoln and Linka are middle schoolers. I still don't know their ages. I keep, gosh, I keep getting off track. Um, Mainly just my issue is this doesn't feel like a history report. It could just be I don't know, an English report. That would make more sense. Hector was the greatest fighter in the Trojan War. Orpheus was a musician that descended into the netherworld to bring his beloved wife Eurydice back from the dead. I think I know that one. I know that. I know who Orpheus is. Pontius Pilate was the man that ordered Jesus Christ to be crucified. I guess he deserves to be here. Electra was the princess of Argos that killed her mother Clytemnestra and stepfather Aegisthus for the murder of her father. Julius Caesar was the famous emperor of Rome. King Latinus was the Trojan hero and king of Latium. Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle were famous Greek philosophers. Me, Lincoln, and Linka are kids. Me and Lincoln and Linka walked down a hall and we see another soul. Who is this? Asks Lincoln. That is Saladin, the Sultan of Syria and Egypt. In 1193 AD, during the Crusades, he conquered the holy city of Jerusalem in Israel. Okay, we're getting into some interesting territory, and is a very famous figure in Arabic lore. I didn't know. I didn't know that, says Lincoln. But like, okay, another thing, and I hate to keep getting off track like this, but at this point, I think we pretty comfortably can assume that this is not a simulation. This is straight up just a device that can send these people to different dimensions, and they call it a simulation, even though it's not. It's not that in the slightest. So, with this, are we seriously going to just, like, if I was in a position to take people literally out of hell who didn't deserve to be there. Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle, they're just Greek philosophers. I don't think they did anything outwardly inhumane or awful or, you know, just bad. So yeah, I would absolutely free them from hell. If I guess I don't know how it would work, but still, you gotta at least try, at least prove to me that you are in fact good people. I mean, after all, the only people who deserve to be here are people who bully your friends, right? Okay. As they pressed on, they saw. Wait. As they pressed on, they saw numerous souls of the Forsaken. We then arrived at a huge monster. What is that? Asks Ninka. That's King Minos. He was once a king of Crete, before Daedalus boiled him in his own bath. Now he forever judges the Forsaken and sends them to one of the 8 circles below. Who comes into my house of pain? This is like visitor passes, asks King Minos. My name is J.D. Knudsen, and these are my friends Lincoln and Link Aloud. We're here to do a school report for Lincoln and Linka's school. I understand. Proceed to the circles, but be careful, says King Minos, as if it's the most normal thing in the world that just a handful of kids are like, oh yeah, we've come down here to see all of these horrific sights of people being tortured and mutilated and all that for a school project. Word of advice, Lincoln and Linka. If you don't want to be sent to some kind of special school, some kind of psychiatric facility, do not submit a report on what you've seen here before, because firstly, your teachers will not believe you, and secondly, they might think there's something dangerously wrong with your brains. Ah, yes, my report on how flaying somebody and cutting open their skin. What's it called when you just basically separate people from their skin? Is it flaying? Whatever. Who cares? It's just insane. It's just insane. What is it? What is the report even on? Yep. Hell is scary. We proceed to the next circle. The second circle of the inferno, lust. Uh-oh. Rule 34 incoming. As we descend into the second circle, storm clouds raged on and rain and strong wind blew around. What is this place? Asks Lincoln. This is the second circle of the inferno, lust. To this circle are condemned those that are a total, I say, freaks. Sex themes. Kill me. I think I get it, says Ninka. Like, you kids shouldn't be here. We walked on a tall bridge heading to a tower, and we see lots of forsaken souls. Dude, please send me to the circle of lust. Please. Please send me to the Has-Been Hotel so I can be with my princess, Charlie. What's her last name? Morningstar. Anyways, cut that out. No, I'm not going to bother. See her? That's Helen of Troy, the Queen of Troy, very famous during the Trojan War. There's Semiramis, the Queen of Assyria, Francesca de Polenta, and Paola Malatesta. There's Paris, the King of Priam. There's Mark Antony, a Roman politician that fell in love with Cleopatra. Um, the sixth, no, the seventh. That's right, says question mark. Out came Cleopatra the seventh herself. Am I crazy? No, no, it's definitely the seventh. V is 5, and then there's 2. 2 plus 5 is, yeah. Cleopatra the seventh, the last of the pharaohs and one of the greatest rulers of Egypt, I say. That's right, JD. I have lived a glorious life until I was bitten by an asp in 30 BC. Sucks to die that way, I guess. Says Cleopatra. I've read about that. Your legacy still lives on, and you have numerous amounts of inspiration in books, art, literature, and entertainment, I say. What was it like to be a ruler in Egypt? Asks Lincoln. It was glorious, Lincoln. All the power and royalty. It was amazing, but I let my lust control me. You did? Okay. My lust control me. Says Cleopatra. You're also one of my favorite pharaohs. You made Egypt great, says Lincoln. Yes, I did, says Cleopatra. Shouldn't she be in pride then? Hey-oh, look at that. I can be funny sometimes. Am I listening to Hatsune Miku? Whatever. This is so weird. This is such a weird one. Everything about this, just everything about this. Walking through it like it's some kind of like one of those things in school where the kids have to dress up as historical figures and you just walk past them and they're like, "My name is Abraham Lincoln and I was shot in the head." That's what this gives off the same impression, that these people aren't the actual historical figures and they aren't actually being tortured. uh, their immortal souls aren't being tortured for, you know, sinning. Just walk up to a guy who's currently like strapped to one of those things that just like pulls you apart. What is it? Is it a rack? It might be a rack. You just walk up to him. He's like screaming and everything as soon as I walk up to him. Oh, hey kids. My name is uh Quin Quinteri. I don't know. I can't think of anything. I can't be funny sometimes. Oh my god. You're also one of my favorite pharaohs, blah blah blah. Until the Battle of Actium destroyed everything you worked hard for. I say, the Battle of Actium? Asks Ninka. It was a battle that destroyed the rule of the pharaohs back in 31 BC. I say, yes, I lost everything back then, and now here I sit in this tower, says Cleopatra. What do you mean? Did they walk all the way up to a tower or something? I thought you met them. Whatever. Yes, if I could, I would gladly bring you back to life, and you can share your history with everyone. I say, yes. Says yes is all she has to say to that. Thanks for sharing your time with us, says Ninka. You're welcome, says Cleopatra. Anyways, I gotta go back to being tortured or something. What would they even do to you in the lust? Keep you from having sex? Probably something awful with your genitals. Never mind, let's not think about it. We pressed on. The third circle of the inferno, gluttony. We were walking through a revolting landscape. Ugh, this place reeks. I say. No kidding, says Lincoln. It's like I'm walking through my own intestines, says Lincoln. That's great to think about. Yeah, this is the third circle of the inferno, gluttony. We then ran into the legendary Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld in Greek myth. We're doing a stand-up job, Cerberus. 3 kids just wandered in. I go, what is that? Exclaims Lincoln. That is Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guards like, what's the point of this chapter? I can't. Me, Lincoln, and Lincoln saw him eat numerous souls at a savage level. I think I'm going to be sick, says Lincoln. I know it's unpleasant, but we have to stay strong. The true circle of gluttony is inside of Cerberus. No. No. Sorry, but I think I'll skip that one then. Like, why would anybody be like? Firstly, as a kid, I'd be like, no, I don't want to go to hell. I'm not that passionate about schoolwork to go to literal hell. Okay. I think I'm gonna be sick, says Lincoln. Blah blah blah. Oh well. Oh man. Well, let's head in, says Lincoln. I use the force. The force versus hell. The force wins. I use force, and Cerberus opens up, and we go inside him. That's great. Inside was an extremely revolting, disgusting, and gross place. This is gross, I say. I can't believe I can't believe the kinds of punishments these people have to endure for eternity. No kidding, says Lincoln. JD, I heard about everything you've done, says question mark. I know you. You're how the heck had how the heck we'll get to that. I know you. You're Siako. Siako? Chieko? Chiasso? Whatever. An anonymous citizen from Florence, Italy. That's right. Gluttony was my offense, and here I remain, mere skin and bones, says Siako, which I am certain I am brutalizing. That is just sick. I can't believe the devil would be this evil. You can't believe the devil, who quite literally has evil in his name, could be this evil and let you all suffer like this. Let me try something. Oh, here we go. It's the chapter, everyone, where JD solves hell, where JD fixes hell. Hell is a place where everyone's being constantly bullied, and that's no good. Anyways, back to what I was about to start ranting about. How does a guy who's being eternally tortured in hell learn anything about the outside world? Like, what? Do they get the newspaper down there? Like, oh, hey, check out this kid that's got all these superpowers and stuff. Anyways, starts stabbing him with his pitchfork. This is stupid! Okay. Okay, let me try something. I walk up to him and place my hand on his head, and a blinding white light envelops him, and he returns to life in his clothes from the 13th century. Okay. What? You've been brought back to life? I say? What do you mean? How are you? You're the one who did it! I have, says Siako, hugging me. Thank you, JD. You gave me a second chance at life. Why is he the only one who deserves to not be punished? Is it because he he's like, oh, I've heard everything that you've done. He's like, oh yeah, if you're a fan, I guess I'll spare you the eternal torture that you're apparently deserving of, right? I assume at least to some extent, some of these people are deserving of these punishments. But back to what I was previous saying, it's another instance of JD just straight up trying something, not knowing if he's got the superpower to do it, but oh, of course he does. Okay. What was I? Maybe just let him pass on, okay? I'm sure he's lived at least somewhat of a full life. And bringing a guy from the 13th century into the modern era is just doesn't seem like a good idea. The Forsaken screamed. What? The Forsaken screamed as the ground started shaking. A black shadow figure with glowing blue eyes appeared. It was the devil, Lucifer himself in a shadow form. How dare you free the fallen? They deserve torment for wasting their pitiful lives, says Lucifer. So you're Lucifer, I say, ignoring what he just the good point that he just made. Yes, I am, says Lucifer. These people don't deserve this kind of pain. It's not fair. It's hell. it's like it's hell. They do deserve it because humans are demons. That's a lie. God made us in his own image. Yes, because God is flawless. Sure, we are all flawed, but God gave us all challenges to overcome. I say, God is the true evil, and his power reigns over the world. I'm starting to agree with Lucifer a little bit here. I don't believe you, I say. Yeah, you've caused enough problems, and we will put an end to it for good, says Lincoln. Yeah, okay. You better get ready for a fight, Lucifer, because that is exactly what you're gonna get. We won't let you ruin our home any longer, says Linka. You plagued our world that God gave us for far too long, Lucifer, and it will end. I say, then you better get me, says Lucifer. He vanished. We pressed onward, and Siako is with us. The fourth circle of the inferno agreed. So, but if, this is his domain, quite literally, I feel like it wouldn't be difficult for him to A, summon a horde of demons, or B, simply stop you from leaving. I assume there's some kind of entrance to each of these circles. If there's literally no way, there has to be. There has to be a way for Lucifer. This is genuinely an impossible fight. It's Lucifer. He is he's ethereal. He is godlike. And I know JD is basically a god as well. But he's got home turf advantage. What has JD got? The electric twins? Yippee. Cause yeah, I totally think Lucifer can be killed. Like if you have a holy sword, maybe, I don't know. I'm just Fudge. Fudge. Fantastic. Okay. Um. Okay, I should probably keep reading. This is like the best chance that we will probably ever have to getting rid of JD. Having him fight Lucifer, because there's no conceivable way he wins that fight, but of course he will, because he's JD. Whatever. Whatever. Hey, but isn't Lucifer the icon of evil? Maybe he's not the source of all evil, so maybe killing him won't get rid of evil in the real world. But if it does, but if something like that is at all implied in this chapter, then there shouldn't be any more conflict, should there? But I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm just setting myself up in case something stupid like that happens. We landed in some kind of factory. Wow, there's a lot of gold here, says Ninka. No kidding, says Ninka. What is this place, says Siako, who is I don't even know who he is. He was literally described as some random citizen from Florence, Italy, in the 13th century, which is awesome. My favorite character, random Italian from Florence, Italy, 13th century. We saw countless. This is the fourth circle greed. I say we saw countless souls being melted in molten gold, crushed and mutilated in a factory, and buried in huge piles of gold coins. Greed is a cardinal sin, and they say that the love of money is the root of all evil. I say. I walk over to a pile of coins and see that the fallen are being buried in ancient Florence crowd coins. These are crown coins. I said crowd. My bad. We haven't used these in a long time, I say. A hand reached out and I jumped away. That's my gold, says question mark. Gessius Florus, you were a procurator known for your insatiable greed, and you're also the main reason that for the great Jewish revolt back in the first century. Awesome. I say, that's right. like from somewhat antagonistic to yep, that's right. Like helpful somewhat. That's so dumb. People don't act like people, and I hate this. I hate you, JD. No, friends call him JD, and we are not friends, James. People like you make me sick, I say. I punch him in the face and fire a fireball at him. Awesome. You'd make a pretty good Lucifer, JD. Oops, I just called him JD. James Knutson. It's not a very good name. Boy, that guy was evil, says Lincoln. No kidding, says Lincoln. I can't believe that people only care about themselves more than they care about others, I say. Yeah, says Lincoln. We press onward. The fifth circle of the inferno, anger. Anger? You mean wrath? Are these not the sins? Okay, I guess not, because that one says heresy. We were in some kind of dark swamp. This place is bad, says Lincoln. Okay. We are in the fifth circle, anger. This place is for the wrathful and sullen. Cool. I say, I can feel the rage that's flowing in here, says Lincoln. Me too, says Siako. Don't let it get to you. Stay strong, I say. We walk on and find Tarpeia, the daughter of Spurius Tarpeus, who betrayed Rome to the Sabines and was crushed to death in a double crossing act. What? We met Hecuba, the queen of Troy, and we get to the dock of the river Styx, the river of hate. I form a force field bubble and we float across. Why not just fly across? Because no offense, even if it's a dang good bubble, a dang good boat, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure just touching the river Styx for even one single second will kill you. Something like that. So frankly, I don't want to get in a boat that could potentially have a little bit of river Styx water splash up onto my face or some crap like that. I would fly over. Because I know JD can fly. I'm pretty sure Lincoln and Linka got their electric wings or their winged flight like all the rest. And even if they couldn't, I'm sure they got some sort of. Well, JD can just fly them across. He's got super strength, doesn't he? I'm losing my mind. I make a force field bubble and we float across. We see another familiar face. Who are you that comes here before your time? Asks question mark. Filippo Argenti, a 13th century politician known for having a nasty temper. You opposed the return of Dante Alighieri and exiled him. Oh my God, Dante from Dante's Inferno. Filippo, that's right. Come here, JD, and face an enemy of Florence. I don't think so. I say. We press on. The sixth circle of the Inferno, heresy. We were walking through the sixth circle of the Inferno, heresy. Thank you for telling me that. Everywhere we saw numerous tombs and countless heretics burning in fire. Wow, this place is hot, says Lincoln. Yeah, it's the tombs of heresy. I say, it's times like these that I'm glad I didn't do that, says Siako. Cool. That's awesome. Me too. I would never join an evil cult or anything like that. You do realize that cults, as evil as they are made up almost entirely of people who are being tricked, fooled, manipulated, and are not themselves really all that bad. Just thought I'd mention that, I guess. Me neither, says Linka. Along the way, we encounter Emperor Frederick II, a king who had a never-ending thirst for war. We also encounter Cavalcante de Cavalcanti, cool name, who was denounced as a heretic for his atheist beliefs. Yeah, he definitely deserves to be here. Oh, brave people who walk through this place so decorously, know that I am Farinata, says question mark. Farinata degli Uberti, an Italian aristocrat and member of the Epicurus cult. I hate these names. I say, know this, the fallen can foresee the future, but can never know the present. Okay. Your future day, JD, is filled with death and destruction. That, oh my God, that is so true. Lucifer will reign supreme over the world, and you will join us forever. Says Farinata. That is like crazy foreshadowing. Little does he know that JD's the one who's going to be causing it. I wouldn't count on it, I say. I fire a beam of light at him, and he explodes. Like, dude, he's already being punished eternally. Unless that was an act of mercy, but it certainly didn't seem like it. It seemed rather wrathful, if you ask me. I don't like him at all, says Siako. Siso? I don't know how to say his name, and it's driving me nuts. The ground suddenly starts shaking violently. What's happening? Asks Lincoln. It's the harrowing. Jesus Christ's death forever quakes this circle. Let's go, I say. We run as fast as we can, and we got out of the circle. The seventh circle of the Inferno. Violence. I'm losing my mind. We have arrived in the seventh circle. Whoa, that river looks fierce, says Lincoln. Yes, we are in the seventh circle. Violence. This circle is divided into three parts. Those who have done violence against others forever boil in the blood they have shed. This is for those that have done murder and all that. Okay. Boy, this is really scary, says Inca. Incredible, says Siako. That's where they, whatever. I form a force field bubble, and we cross the Phlegethon River in it. We see lots of people. Alexander the Great and the greatest conqueror whoever lived. Not whoever lived. Who, I mean, not whoever lived. It's whoever. Whatever. Maybe it's the same thing. Dionysus the First of Syracuse, a Sicilian tyrant, Attila the Hun, the scourge of the earth, Timothy McVeigh, known for the Oklahoma City bombing in 1994, Napoleon Bonaparte, the 19th century emperor, Countess Elizabeth Bathory, the 16th century murderess, Peter the Great, the Tsar of Russia, Ivan the Terrible, the first Tsar of Russia, Vlad the Third of Wallachia, many more. Awesome. Whew, we arrive at a weird forest and walk through it. What is this forest? Asks Linka. This is the second part of the seventh circle. Those that have done violence to themselves is the wood of suicides. Oh no. Watch out. Jake Paul might be here. I think there's a guy hanging there. Lincoln accidentally breaks a twig. Why do you break me? Have you no pity? Asks question mark. Bella Abadi asks Siako. Yes, Siako, I too am among the forsaken, says Bella. Who is Bella Abadi? Asks Lincoln. She's Dante Alighieri's mother. When a soul takes its own life, Minos judges it to this circle. Here it sprouts, shoots up like a sapling, no body, only pain. That's horrifying. But Bella, from what I remember, you died of a disease. Says, I say, no, JD, I despised Alighieri's cruelty, but I was too weak to defy him, and so I took my. Dot dot dot. I can tell that you all have gotten strong, and you have the power to destroy Lucifer. I'm sure they do, says Bella. I know. I want to make him pay for causing eons of death, destruction, and sin. You do realize, right? Typically, I mean, some of these are a little insane. I don't understand why killing yourself means you should forever be tortured, but whatever. Some of these are definitely not as understandable as others, but there's definitely a lot of people here who deserve to be here. Besides, is it really just Lucifer? I feel like killing Lucifer is just like killing the manager of a factory. The factory's still gonna work. They'll just find a replacement or something. I don't know. God, I want to get this one over with. It's taking a toll on me. It's taking my youth and my health. And so I took my blah 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 blah. You have a strong and pure heart, JD, says Bella. I'm going to restore you and give you a second chance, I say. I place my hand on her head, and a blinding white light envelops her, and she is fully restored. Awesome! I'm fully restored? How? Asks Bella. I don't know exactly myself. Of course you don't, but I somehow have the power to restore the dead. So if ever there's ever a chance that any main character dies, boom, like that, boom, they're back to life. Thank God, 1,000 more years of the Lighthouse Revamped. You're welcome, Bella, I say. We later press onward and we arrive at a desert with lots of ancient ruins and fire raining from the sky. Are we still in the seventh circle? Asks Lincoln. Yes, this is the third part. The abominable sins. It's here that the fallen committed violence against God. A small earthquake was felt, and we all saw multiple crusaders from from over 1,000 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Rise out of the sand. It's the crusaders from 1,000 years ago, I say. But why are they being punished? Asks Bella. They thought the crusades were done in the name of God, I say. A blast of sand exploded out of the ground, and a figure started coming into view. The bishop lied, did he not, JD? Asks question mark. Francesco Portinari, I presume, I ask. God never condones violence of any kind. There was no holy war, don't you understand? The priests lied, says Francesco. I've known that for years, Francesco, but what led you to be down here, I ask? It was you! What? You did this to me, says Francisco. Hey, I wasn't even born back 1,000 years ago, I say, but Francesco didn't believe it. You don't deserve the life given to you. You don't deserve anything. And now you will join us here forever, where you belong, says Francesco. Francesco unsheathed his sword, and he came at me. A white light shines down on me, and a sword appears in my hand. Kill me now. Kill me now. In front of me. Take it, says question mark. I take the sword, and I feel an incredible power increase. A huge golden yellow light erupts out of me, and when it faded, I had a golden yellow aura, and my hair was golden yellow, and my eyes were ocean blue. He's an Aryan! Is that crazy to say? Hey, yeah, well, how come we haven't found Hitler down here, anyways? Whatever. So straight up, he goes Super Saiyan, and I guess now he's a warrior of God. I feel incredible. What is this power surging through me? I ask. JD, what happened to you? Asks Lincoln. I don't know, Lincoln. I answer. Me and Francesco is he not like a normal dude? Clashed, and my sword broke through his and slashed his head off, and blood splashed out of him. Whoa, I say. Francesco and the Crusaders disintegrated into the sand. Well, that was close, I say. Is it, Mr. Superpowers? I revert back to normal and get tired. Okay. Wow. He's actually tired. Something took a toll on him. That's incredible. Lincoln and Lincoln came to me. Are you all right, JD? Asks Lincoln. Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know how this happened, but I somehow got an incredible power boost, I say. You are amazing, JD, says Bella. Yeah, can we add Bella to the harem? We press onward. The eighth circle of the inferno, fraud. Oh my god, we're almost done. The eighth circle of the inferno, fraud. We were now in the eighth circle, fraud. What is a circle? Asks Bella. This is the circle of fraud. I answer. Fraud? Asks Lincoln. It means you lied and cheated in order to get what you want, I say. Boy, this circle looks really sad, says Lincoln. Yeah, this circle has 10 parts. Everyone stay with me. I say. We walked over each part of the circle. The parts are as follows. Panderers and seducers. This is where prostitutes and people that gratify distasteful desires or habits to such a person go. Yep, even though I'm sure there's a decent number of prostitutes who only ever do prostitution because they are in a very difficult spot and need to um, provide for themselves and or their family. But whatever, whatever. Flatterers, people that give excessive and insincere praise, are stewed in filth. Excessive? Like, I mean, I could be unintentionally a flatterer, couldn't I? Like, if I'm just generally a positive person who thinks people deserve such praise, that's not so much me. I mean, that's not evil, is it? Whatever. Simonists? Simonists? People that buy or sell pardons or benefices are buried upside down with their feet sticking up and lit on fire. Diviners, fortune tellers walk with their heads twisted backwards. Grafters, corrupted politicians are boiled in black tar. Hypocrites, people that claim to have moral standards to which one's own behavior does not conform, wear super heavy lead cloaks and walk around the sixth part. I could assume that. Thieves! Thieves are constantly attacked by snakes. That doesn't really seem much. These all just seem like random. I mean, I'm sure there's some amount of like, uh, oh, what's the word? How am I forgetting? There's like how the politicians are being boiled in black tar. I'm sure that has some amount of importance to them being, I don't know. It's either all random, which is why thieves just being attacked by snakes is doesn't make any sense to me, or maybe it has some super secret meaning that ties in with their sin, with their reason for being here. Whatever. Evil counselors. They're like counselors, but they're evil. They are totally engulfed in flames and can only speak in fire, whatever that means. Sowers of discord. Discord mods. They are nope. They walk around being bearing horrible disfiguring wounds on them inflicted by a demon with a sword. Finally, 10 true falsifiers. They endured different punishments and used disease, whatever that means. We made it out of the 8th circle. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. The 9th circle of the inferno treachery. We are now in the 9th circle. Why is it so cold? Asks Lincoln. We are in the 9th circle of the inferno treachery. This is the home to the traitors. The ice is Lucifer's tears for when he was casted out of heaven? I think you mean cast out of heaven. This circle has 4 parts. Whoa, this place is scary, says Linka. It's gonna be okay, Linka, says Bella. We won't let anything happen to you, says Siako. Because, women are so useless. And they need to be damsels. Which doesn't make sense, because Linka has superpowers, and Bella is also a woman. I mean, I granted she's an adult, but Linka has superpowers! What is Bella and Siako gonna do? That's not his name. There's no way his name is pronounced Siako, but it's too late. It's too late. Let's go, I say. We walked through the first part of the 9th circle, Cana, named after Cain, who killed his brother Abel. Here are those that have betrayed their families. We saw lost of souls up to their faces in ice. Is that supposed to be lots of souls? Whatever. We walked through the second part, Antenora, named after the Trojan general Antenor, who betrayed Troy to the Greeks even after they had ransomed him from the Greek army. Here are those who betrayed their homelands. We saw the frozen giants of legend, Nimrod, builder of the Tower of Babel, Ephialtes of Trachis, who betrayed Greece in hopes of receiving a reward from the Persians, and Antaeus, the invincible son of Mother Earth. If he's so invincible, how did he wind up in hell? We walk through the third part. Ptolemy? Ptolemy? Or is it just T? Is the P silent? Like pterodactyl? Ptolemy? I'm going to assume. Named after Ptolemy, son of Abubis. Oh my god, I needed that. Honestly, I needed that. Abubis is an amazing name. Does it have anything to do with Anubis? I wouldn't imagine so, because, Anubis is a different mythos entirely. Who invited Simone Maccabeus and his sons to a banquet and then killed them. Here are those who betrayed their guests. We go through the fourth part, Judecca, named after Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus Christ. Oh, I had no idea. Here are those who betrayed lords, masters, and benefactors. Masters? So, okay, this is going to get a little crazy, but, hypothetically, let's say a slave betrays his master. Would he wind up here? I'm just saying, I'm just saying. That's actually crazy. A crazy way. If you've got any slaves that believe in Christianity, you can just be like, yeah, well, if you ever betray me, just know you're going to hell. The world is full of awesomeness and wonder. Anyways, we soon arrive at the center pit of the 9th circle, and we come across Lucifer himself. He was a huge monstrosity, with 6 bat wings and 3 faces. Welcome, JD. Welcome to your final resting place, the Circle of Traitors, says Lucifer. We'll see about that, I say. I unsheath my sword and fly up to him and slash him in half. That's it? That's it. That's it. What have you done to me? Asks Lucifer. Lucifer fell down, and we thought that I won. Okay, good. But a growth appeared on Lucifer and cracked open, and out came his true form. He was an ancient, muscular. He's a dilf. He's a dilf. Does Lucifer have children? Whatever. He's a himbo then. Anyways, he was an ancient, muscular, supernaturally tall humanoid demon with black skin and had several glowing scars around his body. That goes so hard. He had glowing red/orange/yellow eyes, 2 large horns on his head, and small spikes on his shoulders and chest. He wore a bronze/gold armlet on his right arm in the shape of a serpent, and his legs appeared to be those of a goat, similar to a satyr. His angelic wings were torn off, with only smoking stumps left, and he was tremendous. What? What? And he was tremendously endowed. What? Are you serious? Are you sure we're gonna go with that? Are we want to run that back? I don't like, unless I'm, to me, endowed means two things: rich or large sexual body parts, you know? You say a guy is well endowed, you imply he's got a big penis. You say a girl is well endowed, you imply she's got big boobs. So I can only assume that when they say Lucifer here is tremendously endowed, they, for some ungodly reason, ungodly, ha, wow, fun, funny, whatever. I get, like, why? I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but like, it's not like he said, and he was tremendously endowed with dark magic. That could also be something, you know, to endow something with something. But that simply wasn't how it was used, not as far as I can tell. So I guess I can only assume that right now JD is going to fight Lucifer, who has a giant cock. I've never been more happy to be alive. So this is your true form, says I say. That's right. Thank you, JD. I am very impressed. Many have tried and many have failed me. Ulysses, Alexander, Attila, Lancelot, truly you are the greatest of all my minions. You're so cool, JD. If you were evil, you'd be the most evil person. That's just how awesome you are, I guess. Sorry, but I don't serve you, I say. You freed me from my eternal torment, says Lucifer. This was originally supposed to be stuff for a school project report. Yeah, because that made the most sense. Ah, yes, knowledge is important, but it was you I wanted all along, don't you see? I was bound by God in this frozen pit. Only my shadow self was allowed to roam from. Okay. It took a mortal to release me, and that was you, says Lucifer. So you lured us here? How? How did he lure you there? You were you you willingly came into hell. You actively caused just a ruckus that got his attention, and he was like, "Oh, come face me." You didn't have to. I'm assuming you could just leave. Oh, oh my God! It just keeps getting better and better and better. Okay. Impressive. But like I said before, I'm going to make you pay for causing us so much chaos and destruction to the very planet God gave us. Time for me to destroy you, Lucifer, I say. Destroy an angel of God, you arrogant gnat, says Lucifer. Lucifer forms a whip made of fire. Such vanity, such pride. Yes! Genuinely, yes, actually, though. I could have slain you the moment you first came here. I slashed the whip and slashed Lucifer's right leg off and kicked him in the face. He goes crashing into the ice wall. Lucifer sees the sword I have. That's the sword of Michael, says Lucifer. Is that what this sword is? I ask. Yes, it's the most powerful weapon created by God, says Lucifer. Now I know. Archangel Michael is the leader of God's angel army, I say. I slash Lucifer in the left arm and slash both his eyes out and stab him right through his black heart. This is so stupid. What about his penis? Can't forget that. After all, he went through the trouble of mentioning how tremendously endowed he is. I want to kill myself. The most powerful, blah, blah, blah. Stabbed him through his black heart. That's for everything you've done, I say. I spread my wings and ignite my golden yellow aura, and my hair turns yellow, and the sword glows white as I fly towards Lucifer. It's time for your. You stabbed him through the heart. What? He's dead, dude. It's time for your corruption and terror to end, I say. I was overflowing with so much power that it was unbelievable, and I slashed Lucifer's head clean off, and he explodes into absolute nothing. Lucifer, the devil and the enemy of the universe, was destroyed forever. Lincoln, Linka, Siako, and Bello cheer wildly for me. I powered down and it was over. Come on, guys, let's go home, I say. A vortex appears and sucks us in, and the exercise was over. 2 days later, Lincoln and Linka come home and they got A plus on their reports. I was proud of them. Siako and Bella now live in my mansion. The end, another fanfiction done. This one was so stupid. Not just this chapter, all the chapters I read today. Just the worst. This was a crossover with The Loud House and Dante's Inferno. I beat that video game. Oh, it's a video game? Oh, awesome. Whatever. I beat that video game 10 times. I love Dante's Inferno, and when I first started playing I was scared, but I was compelled to keep going. Also, I didn't want to use swear words in this because it's a kid's story. So, no swear words, but you'll cut people's heads off. You'll brutalize them. You'll straight up kill them. And you'll talk about Lucifer's giant goat cock and still have the gall to call it a kid's story. Awesome. History was one of my favorite subjects when I was in school, along with science. They were also my strongest subjects. This was a very tough chapter. I had to use the internet in my books as guides to help me. That wasn't history. Maybe it's the atheist in me saying this, but we do not inherently have any proof that God or the devil exist. So we cannot imply that it's history. Video game bull sugar. I had to use the internet. Let me know what you all think. I hate it. See you next time. Dante's Inferno belongs to Visceral Games and Electronic Arts and Jonathan Knight. This one was the worst. Don't forget to like and subscribe.